It's that time again. They're talking about an extraterrestrial object again. Each time it happens, it feels increasingly realistic. It seems as if the arrival of an extraterrestrial civilization is getting closer and closer. If you look at the sky in a completely sober way, you get a completely opposite feeling. Should we trust this intuition, or are we actually in danger? What do we know about this interstellar object? 3I Atlas was discovered on July 1, 2025 by the Atlas telescope in Chile. It is the third confirmed object from interstellar space to pass through our solar system. Because of its highly hyperbolic trajectory and a speed of about 58 to 60 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, its interstellar origin is considered clearly proven. What stands out is the ratio of carbon dioxide to water in the comet, about 8:1, an unusually high carbon dioxide content. Some studies suggest that 3I Atlas is older than our solar system itself and may originate from a star cluster that formed 7 to 8 billion years ago. But unbelievable claims are spreading about this phenomenon. The hypothesis that it is an extraterrestrial spacecraft is widely promoted by the astronomer Avi Loeb from Harvard University. His argument is as follows. The perihelion is the point in the orbit of a celestial body where it is closest to the Sun. For 3I Atlas, it refers to the moment when this interstellar object is at the closest point to the Sun during its passage. 3I Atlas reached perihelion on the 29th according to current calculations. October 2025. The distance to the Sun is about 1.35 to 1.4 astronomical units, or roughly 200 million kilometers, placing it between Earth's and Mars's orbits. During this phase, the object is brightest and most active as sunlight releases ice and dust. This creates a visible coma and possibly a tail. Researchers closely study chemical composition and movement near the perihelion. In the case of 3I Atlas, unusually high carbon monoxide, 2 levels were indeed observed. The perihelion is an ideal point for a spacecraft to use the Sun's gravity for acceleration or deceleration with a thruster. In this scenario, the object could deploy mini-probes, for example, in the direction of the planet Avi. Loeb also wonders whether the trajectory of 3I Atlas could be deliberately controlled as a sign of extraterrestrial intelligence. This video here went viral. It was exposed as a complete fake. It is actually footage of a microscopic single-celled organism, paramecium. It's not an actual astronomical image of the comet, as fascinating as that would be. Many people also somewhat want us to meet extraterrestrials. When a scientist from Harvard University has certain titles, many people see them as highly credible, right? Astronomical measurements by National Aeronautics and Space Administration and independent observatories confirm that it is a comet-like object. Many comet experts find Avi Loeb's ship hypothesis unlikely. A National Aeronautics and Space Administration specialist stated that 3I Atlas looks like a comet, behaves like a comet, and in almost every way resembles known comets. The evidence presented by Avi Loeb for alleged steering or acceleration finds no support among experts. The data clearly points to a natural comet with atypical properties, but without artificial influence. The comet will make several approaches to planets in the coming months. Their orbits. On November 3rd, it will pass by Venus at a distance of about 97 million kilometers on the 19th. On December 19th, it will come within 269 million kilometers of Earth. Such close approaches allow spacecraft and telescopes to study the object more closely, which will be crucial for better understanding its nature. So this whole conspiracy will most likely soon dissolve into thin air again. People think exactly in the way that the media suggests, but what many don't know is the following. On the 23rd, On September 23rd, there was a mysterious crash of an unknown flying object on public land near the secret military base Area 51 in Nevada. The Creech Air Force Base officially declared that it was one of their unmanned flying objects. The initiation of a joint investigation by the Air Force Office of Special Investigations and the FBI led to speculation that something was being covered up, because Verbeta has really heard about it. But for example, the Daily Star or the Israeli Hayom have reported about it. Was it just a coincidence that something like this happened exactly at that time, or is there a holistic reason for it? Whenever a new celestial object appears that doesn't seem immediately explainable, the same thing happens. Humanity falls into a mix of fascination and fear. But this is greatly caused by some media outlets. This is not a new phenomenon. The connection between unidentified flying object sightings and public fear has a long history that goes back to the 1950s. In 1947, the Roseville incident in New Mexico sparked the modern unidentified flying object legend. A crashed weather balloon was interpreted as a flying saucer, and the United States Air Force responded with conflicting explanations. This uncertainty laid the foundation for decades of speculation. Soon after, films on this subject emerged and have continued with growing intensity to this day. But the likelihood that all of this, including the events surrounding Area 51, involves earthly technologies is still the highest to this day. Back in 2017 with Object 1 Oumuamua, we saw the same dynamic. Although it was proven to be a natural interstellar object, the media labeled it as a possible probe. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb was involved again, but no measurement confirmed it. Now the same pattern is repeating with 3I Atlas, while National Aeronautics and Space Administration calls it an interstellar comet with unusual carbon monoxide. To activity, the idea of an extraterrestrial higher power is again being suggested to people. When people believe in a superior extraterrestrial power, their willingness to critically question earthly causes decreases. Especially on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, it turns into a spectacle. It's exactly this kind of unreliable content that shapes public perception. They make the entire discussion about real scientific research ridiculous and damage the credibility of everyone who seriously deals with such topics. So, when an unusual phenomenon actually occurs, people don't believe these individuals at all anymore. Then only what recognized media say counts. And if they were to tell us that it really is extraterrestrial technology, then it becomes very difficult not to believe it.